Well, folks, the sun is shining. It's 90 degrees, and it's going to get hotter as we go on throughout the day today. Welcome to Wild Health Field in Lexington, Kentucky. I'm Steve Tressler, and it's time for Legends Baseball. You know, one of the things that happened during the 2020 COVID year is that the Atlantic League came across a problem. They needed baseballs to play the baseball games. Well, with the shipping problems going on overseas, that was going to be a problem. So, with the courtesy of Atlantic League marketing and sponsorship department, I'm going to read this article that Terry Lefton wrote back on, I think, June 13th, a few days ago. He wrote it for Sports Business Journal. And let me go ahead and read this to you so that you can be up to date with what we're actually referring to. Eliminating the middleman is one of the oldest and most certain ways to cut costs. This is about a minor league which did just that, finding a way to manufacture its most integral and, unfortunately, most expendable product, baseballs. Rawlings, which has held Major League Baseball rights since 1977, has been making Atlantic League balls for as long as a 24-year-old independent circuit has been around. Unless you've been on Mars since 2020, you've heard about the distress and cost COVID catalyzed across the supply chain. Many Asian factories were closed along with their countries, and container shipping prices hit record highs. Through that pandemical morass, the Atlantic League started manufacturing its own baseballs in China. Eventually, 108,000 balls, which it began using this season. Even with labor costs escalating, the Atlantic League managed to manufacture balls it says are good or better than anything ever used on its field. Just as encouraging are the economics. Last season, Atlantic baseballs from Rawlings cost the league just under $59 a dozen. The league produced its own balls for 25% less. And there's confidence that it's not only less expensive, but it's a better baseball. League officials insist they meet or exceed specifications from any league, having tested the balls now in 2 pro leagues and at 2 nationally prominent university laboratories before they were used. Of course, that's immaterial if it doesn't muster or pass the muster of those throwing the balls. If my pitchers are happy, I'm happy, and they are, said 1987 World Series MVP Frank Viola, now pitching coach of the Atlantic League's High Point Rockers. Feel and grip are everything for a pitcher, and the new ball allows you to be successful as a pitcher right out of the paper. They are absolutely superior to the balls we used last season. Other minor leagues have already inquired about participating in the next round of manufacturing. The project was led by Atlantic League President Rick White, uniquely combining the skills he acquired over 11 years at MLB, where he was MLB Properties President during the original sports licensing boom of the 1980s and 90s. President of Phoenix Footwear and Imperial Headwear, and the GM of the non-swoosh brands at Nike, which then included Cole Haan. The Atlantic League made its own baseballs, naming them for L.S. Drake, who helped them develop the original ball. That knowledge of leather processing and manufacturing surely helped us, White said. Still, you could call this whole experience baseballs by Zoom. Because of the pandemic, no visits to the factory were possible. Variables were as changeable as a politician's agenda. Along the way, the cost of container shipping from China to the U.S. soared from $7,000 to $32,000. White felt fortunate to eventually get them down to $28,000. Another obstacle, having just 3 baseball stitchers at the factory because of COVID. Normally, there would be over 100 stitchers. The usual letters of credit wouldn't be accepted because of the pandemic. A substantial deposit was required before manufacturing could begin. We were revising forecasts about every 2 weeks, recalled White. Everything you've seen and heard about the difficulties of manufacturing and shipping during the pandemic, we endured. The Atlantic League had been considering making its own balls as long as 5 years ago. White noted that during his 7 years as president, the cost of a dozen baseballs has increased 40%. When you go through 10 dozen balls a game, that's concerning. It took a year of parsing and reparsing to get a properly specified ball. Manufacturing began last September, and after rigorous quality control during the run, they were on container ships in mid-February. They reached Charleston on April 3rd when Vagaries at the other side, by the way, Vagaries is just a big word that means changes or oddities in behavior. They reached Charleston on April 3rd when vagaries at the other side of the supply chain manifested. The boat loaded with baseballs was 49th in line at a port that was jammed, and like so many, they stayed there. Rough weather closed the port for another round. Still, the league had balls in time for spring training. A second shipment is on the water now. The league christened its new ball the Drake, after Ellis Drake, a 19th century Massachusetts inventor who developed the familiar two-piece interlocking figure-8 cover on the outside of a ball, which helped popularize the game. There is a trademark pending, but there won't be a retail version. A popular rapper and a university, each bearing that name, Drake, might object. Even with the success of the Drake, there are no plans to replicate it by manufacturing other equipment. We're not getting into the bat and ball business, White said. This was a way to save money and be forward-thinking, which we all hope will reflect well upon the Atlantic League. We are still not happy about the game principally, not the equipment. Or we are still happy about the game principally, but not the equipment. White handled plenty of test balls along the way, but said the first time he held a genuine Drake ball was when he threw out the ceremonial first pitch of the season in High Point. He was never a big memorabilia guy, but that's a ball that he plans on keeping. Terry Lefton, who wrote the article, could be reached at tlefton, that's T-L-E-F-T-O-N, at sportsbusinessjournal.com. And as Paul Harvey would say, now you know the rest of the story. Folks, we'll be back with Legends Baseball and starting lineups right after this. This is Lexington Legends Baseball on the Lexington Legends YouTube channel. Welcome back to Wow Health Field in Lexington, Kentucky. Your Legends lost a heartbreaker last night, folks. The game went into 11 innings, tied at 7 after 9. And the bats for the York Revolution got hot in the 11th, scoring 6 runs in the top of the 11th. The Legends were unable to recover, even with the heroics of Phillip Urban, who had a grand slam home run in the bottom of the 8th to tie the game at 7 apiece. The Legends eventually fell after 11 innings, 13-7. Many of you stayed around for the game. Thank you for that, because the players will tell you themselves that certainly kept them fired up and into the game. Even as hot as it was, they wanted to bring home the win for the fans that were here. So thank you for all of you that stuck around. And for many of you coming to the game today, please bring some water. And no matter where your ticket stub says you need to sit, move up into the shade so you can stay reasonably cool and drink water and stay hydrated. When you come to the ballpark today, we are excited that you'll be here as the Legends begin Game 2 of the 3-game series with the York Revolution. And here are your starting lineups. First for the York Revolution, batting first, playing right field, number 4, Troy Stokes Jr. Batting second, the shortstop, number 2, Jeffrey Perez. Batting third, the left fielder, number 29, Milky Mesa. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 12, Nelly Rodriguez. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 13, Carlos Franco. Batting sixth, playing center field, number 6, Connor Lean. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 7, Josue Herrera. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 9, Jack Kenley. And batting ninth and catching, number 1, Lennon Rodriguez. Number 11, Nick Travieso on the mound. As you take a look at our officials walking into the game here, from left to right, that's home plate umpire Bob Howard. First base, Scott Hart on the far right. And in the middle there, that's third base umpire Ben Levine. Now for your Lexington Legends, batting first, the designated hitter, number 1, Boog Powell. Batting second, the right fielder, number 27, Phillip Urban. Batting third, the left fielder, number 26, Courtney Hawkins. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 13, Isaiah Tejeda. Batting fifth, third baseman, number 22, Montrell Marshall. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 18, Manuel Geraldo. Batting seventh and catching, number 2, Blake Swihart. Batting eighth, playing second base, number 6, Cesar Cuevas. Batting ninth, the center fielder, number 33, TK Kuntz. And the starting pitcher, number 14, Ben Ludwig. Folks, we'll be right back for first pitch right after this. This is Lexington Legends Baseball on the Lexington Legends YouTube channel. So the playing of our national anthem is concluded, and now it is time for baseball in Wild Hill Field in Lexington, Kentucky, everyone. Thanks for joining us, especially our friends and neighbors from York. We appreciate you guys joining us as well as your Revolution won game one yesterday. But we're hoping the York, Pennsylvania team does not win today. It's going to be a tough task for Ben Ludwig as he takes the mound for your Lexington Legends. Ludwig's fastball is around 85 miles an hour. He has a good breaking ball. It's around 66. His curveball's around 75 miles an hour. Troy Stokes Jr. will come to the plate for the York Revolution to start the game off today. Game one of the series last night, a 13-7 win for the Revolution in 11 innings. Game two today, first pitch tomorrow, 6:40, and that'll be game three of the series. And that'll also conclude a one-week trip for the York Revolution here in Lexington, as they had a three-game series over the weekend with the Genomes. They had Monday off. And they have the next three games, of course, here with the Lexington Legends before they head back to York. As you take a look at Troy Stokes there, the former Pittsburgh Pirate, as he readies himself to begin the game here against the Legends. And folks are ready for baseball. It's 94 degrees. It's going to be hot and even hotter as the game goes on. Legends players are out on the field ready to go. And the rosin bag getting thrown out right now by the manager, team manager, and could have been the ball boy there. I'm not sure which. But the rosin bag on the back of the mound. Ben Ludwig strides back up to the mound. And we're ready for the first pitch. Home plate umpire Bob Howard says, okay, it's time for baseball, and so it is. Ludwig's first pitch gets the inside corner for strike one to TJ Stokes, or Troy Stokes Jr., excuse me. 250 batter, 6 home runs, 26 RBIs for Stokes, the former Pirate. Next pitch outside, 1-1. Stokes chops this one foul. Counts 1-2. And Stokes fouls this one off as well. You know, I read that article just a minute ago as we began the broadcast today, and one of the things I read in there is that every game averages about 10 dozen baseballs per game. And there's 3 gone right there, and that's in the first 6 pitches of the game, folks. So you got to figure they're going through 120 baseballs per game. And when baseballs are $50 a dozen and you're going through 10 dozen a game, you're talking $500 in baseballs alone every single game. Take that times 162 games a year, and you're talking thousands of dollars in baseballs being fouled off into the stands. And Troy Stokes avoiding one of the baseballs being thrown high and inside there. Count goes 2-2. So you take 162 times 500, which is the cost of baseballs per game, and he'll take a walk here on the ball 4, and you're looking at $81,000 a year just in baseballs alone. Well, I think a good program to start here, and I want you to steal this idea, Ashley. Every foul ball, if you turn it in, you get 2 free tickets to any game the rest of the season. So then it's a win-win. You get 2 more fans coming to the game to buy concessions, maybe jerseys, hats, whatever, and they get the ball back. Right? Cut the costs, save a little money. So Troy Stokes draws the walk. He'll stand at first base. Now Ben Ludwig has to face Jeffrey Perez, 217 batter, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. And this one outside counts 1-1 to Perez. Jeffrey, the shortstop today, batting second in the batting order, spells his first name Y-E-F-R-I, Jeffrey. Ludwig pitches this one, and the count goes 1-2 as this one's fouled off over the Mattress Overstock warehouse roof. And Phillip Urban throws a baseball to one of the fans over there on the side. Folks, it's going to be hot here, so if you're at the ballpark listening on your headphones, as I know you are, make sure you're drinking water. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Perez now. That one missing. Perez has a 604 OPS. 12 pitches on the day so far from Ludwig. 6 have been strikes. And here's the 2-2. He checks his runner at first and fires. Strike 3. So Perez goes down swinging. And that gets a big cheer from the crowd here. And now Milky Mesa comes back up to the plate. I say back up because calling the game last night, he had 6 plate appearances. And, of course, he loves that song, I'm Bossy, so we always play it for him. And he looks at the first pitch high, ball 1. Franco, the only York Revolution player that demands Backstreet Boys get played every time he comes up, so we're excited to do that for him. We want these guys to feel at home. Timeout called by the umpire there. And they're ready for baseball now. So he says, all right, let's go. Mesa steps back in. He chops this one to second base. And picking up and tossing to first for out number 2 is Cuevas. Stokes makes his way down to second, though. And there's 2 outs here at the top of the first. Nelly Rodriguez comes to the plate. Will Painter, our DJ, played my jam there for Nelly. Love it. Yeah, that's my jam there. Every time I go to a buffet, I play that in my head. First pitch missing from Ludwig. Ball 1. Nelly Rodriguez is walked more than any player in the Atlantic League. Stokes takes off for third, and he gets there with no problem. Swihart's throw to Marshall, not in time. Now I'll blame Ludwig for the steal because he has a very slow wind pitching motion. That allows pitchers to, or at least allows runners, I should say, to get a couple steps. This one chopped and knocks Swihart's face mask off. If you want to know if it's hot here, folks, just take a look at our pitcher there, Ben Ludwig, who is pouring sweat from his neck, face, arms. Temperature's going to climb throughout the game, so they're not going to get any Any respite or relief here from the sun as he looks in, takes a breath, and now kicks and delivers inside. Almost hitting Rodriguez that time. Count goes 2-2. You see a look at Stokes there, leading off from third base. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the first. This one hit up high into the air, right field, and calling for it and making the catch is Urban, and that'll end the inning. The York Revolution leave one stranded, and the Legends are coming up to bat here in the bottom of the first. We'll be back with more Lexington Legends baseball right here on the Lexington Legends YouTube channel. Welcome back, folks, to Wild Health Field in Lexington, Kentucky. Your Lexington Legends coming up to bat here. Boog Powell steps in, the leadoff hitter for the Legends. Normally the center fielder. Today he's the designated hitter. Powell steps in to face Nick Travieso, the former Cincinnati Red. And first pitch is ball 1. Travieso fires and swing and a miss from Powell, strike 1. It's always fun when people up here in the press box clap along to all the organ music. Travieso's pitch high and outside, ball 2. Travieso from Pine Brook Pines, Florida, drafted in 2012 by the Cincinnati Reds in the first round. He was a number 14 overall pick. This pitch fired in there, just missing. Ball 3, 3-1. Travieso wondering where that was. Asked the umpire. Umpire says it was inside. I don't think I agree with that, but Bob Howard has a much better look at the ball than I do, so I'll leave that up to him. I like to leave what the umpires do on the field. Swing and a miss here. Count goes full 3-2. Sam Wallace-Smith over on our home plate camera doing an excellent job over there. Clay Connor also helping out. And this one chopped foul. So Boog Powell stays alive. Powell is much like Montrell Marshall and Phillip Urban in the sense that every time he gets a plate appearance, he seems to get better and better with every plate appearance. His average has raised up to 282, 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. Traviso kicks and fires the 3-2, and the payoff pitch is hit by Powell, and it's going deep left field, but caught for out number 1. So easy work from Mesa out there. Melky Mesa chatting it up with some fans after making the catch. And now the right fielder, Phillip Urban, comes to the plate. Urban facing his old teammate here. Nick Travieso and Phillip Urban both played for the Cincinnati Reds together at one point. Urban was one of the heroes last night for the Legends as he hit a grand slam home run in the bottom of the 8th inning with bases loaded and the Legends trailing 7-3. He blasted a 440-foot home run to tie the baseball game up at 7 apiece, which inevitably went into extra innings. And the Revolution won 13-7 after 11. This pitch is in the dirt. Count goes 1-1. Urban also one of those guys that seems to get better and better as the season goes on. 230 average, 5 home runs, 24 RBIs. This one inside just misses Urban's shoulder there. And ball 2. Travieso, a big drink of water, buddy. 6'3", 240. This one hit high in the air to right field, and it'll sail foul and out of play. And the count goes 2-2. So it's time for our bottom of the first trivia question. Here's your trivia question, Bill Sally. In the modern era, who has the best career batting average over the last 75 years? This one in the dirt, and the count goes 3-2. As a matter of fact, his career average is so good that anybody with a career average the same or better was actually before 1940. There you go, Tony Gwynn, 338 average. This ball hit by Irvin, straightaway center, and settling under it, making the catch, is Connor Lean. And that's out number 2, folks. You know, I said born before 1940. I should have said started their careers before 1940. And here's the home run leader of the league stepping in. That's Courtney Hawkins. 2 outs, nobody on. And Travieso throws a breaking pitch to him that's outside, 73 miles an hour for ball 1. Travieso, 13 pitches so far. 7 have gone for strikes. Ashley Grigsby up here in the booth with us taking pictures of me for some reason. Kind of reminds me of that song by Mace back in the day. Why you over there looking at me? Why my girl standing there? Of course, my favorite line. This one hit straight away, and it's going to sail foul. Of course, the best line in that song was, I can't get mad because you look at me, because on the real, look at me. So I understand why you're taking pictures. I get a lot of stares from ladies and men when I walk around stores. They see me, and I just give them a smile and go, I know, I know. I see the disappointment when I don't stop and talk to them. I say, ladies, I understand your frustration, and I support your anger, but I'm married. Here's the 2-1 from Travieso. This one fouled off as well. And Hawkins now count 2-2. Courtney Hawkins, not just one of the home run leaders, but also number 2 in batting average, number 2 in RBIs as he looks at a pitch in the dirt here. And as you can see, he's also a very patient batter. His on-base percentage also in the top 5 in the league. However, he does not draw a lot of walks. He either gets on base or he doesn't strike out a lot. He makes contact with the ball, and either it's fair and good or it's fair and it's caught and he's put out. But he touches the ball with a bat. And the check swing here, they get him. So strike 3 on Hawkins, 3 up and 3 down for Travieso. After 1, the Revolution nothing, the Legends nothing. We'll be back with more Lexington Legends baseball right here on your Lexington Legends YouTube channel. Welcome back to Wild Hill Field in Lexington, Kentucky. After 1, no score here as York and Lexington have both taken their turns at the plate once. One of the great things about calling these games, folks, is we have such a great staff. You know, it takes a village to pull these games off, you know, with all the people. You got our DJ Will Painter, Bill Sally, the public address announcer, Logan Weiler on the video board, Cheyenne down there, part of that promo team, doing a great job. Also comes up, works the cameras. Hugh Davis, the official scorer, the stringer, Keith Hardiman. I mean, there's a lot of people up here doing a lot of work. Maddie Robinson running replays. Her controlling boyfriend, Darius, watching over her shoulder as she does it. Clay Connor and Sam Wallace-Smith running the cameras. Sam gets a lot of heat when he goes home. His girlfriend, Sophie, really just gives it to him if the cameras don't look good. And we appreciate that, Sophie, because Sam does get distracted. He's 19, and there's a lot of thoughts going through his head when the games are on. Carlos Franco at the plate, 2 balls, no strikes. Sam actually is the only camera operator who doesn't have a pronounced overbite. We're excited to have him on board here. This one hit hard by Franco. Deep right field going back, and folks, that is gone. And that shouldn't be a surprise. Carlos Franco hitting home run number 17 on the season. And it's good we got that out of the way because Franco now takes a 1 home run lead over Courtney Hawkins. As you watch the replay here. And it's 1-0. You know what's really strange about that home run? I looked down at our other camera people here, and the only one smiling was Sam. He actually liked that home run. I think that was like a dig at me for saying something about his camera work. He's like, "Oh, good. Now Fat Boy has to talk about why the Legends are down 1-0. I hope you feel good about yourself, Sam. And I'm not fat. I have a weight problem. My doctors put me on a special diet now, and things are turning around for me, so take that. 2 balls and no strikes here. Connor Lean hit a home run last night as well. 317 batter, 4 home runs. He pops this one up, and it sails foul. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ben Ludwig looking in. Now kicks and delivers. And this one hit hard up into the air, but shallow center field. Coming up and making the catch is TK Kuntz, the Texarkana native. And please don't say Dallas. He does not like that. And that's out number 1 here in the top of the second. Sometimes when I fall asleep over here in the broadcast, I catch Sam staring at me. They're playing Teapot. That happens to be one of Sam's favorite songs. He wraps his feet in tinfoil before the game starts. That's disturbing. I have no idea why he does that. Strike 1, swinging. Sam, why do you wrap your feet in tinfoil? It's okay. I mean, I used to do it too, but why do you do it? I like the way the foil felt against my skin. That's why you do it? This one hit hard, right field, and it's going to be shallow, though, as it just sails up in the air. And settling under it and making the catch, there's the second baseman, Cesar Cuevas. Keith Hardman says this has gotten weird. We're talking about wrapping our feet in foil, and like you've never done it. Sure, Keith, Mr. Perfect. Now there's 2 outs, and Josue Herrera steps in. Correction, Jack Kenley. Josue Herrera just popped out. Hugh Davis, happy to call me out on that. There you go, blabbermouth. Get the names right, finally. Kenley looks at ball 1. Count goes 1-1. I hate to say it, but Kenley, I saw him in the first series of the season here, and he's gotten a lot better. 270 average, home run, 15 RBIs. And no, Mr. Kenley, I'm not just JKing. Those are his initials, JK. So when you're just kidding with Jack Kenley, you say JK. Clay Connor thought that was horrible. He looked at me in disgust and disdain, like, shut up. And this one outside, and now the count goes 3-1 to Kenley. Counts 3-2 now as he fouls that one off. He chops this over to Cuevas. Nice grab by Cuevas. Fires to first, and they get him. And that's out number 3. So great play by Cuevas to get it over to Tejeda. But the Revolution do get a run on the home run by Franco, and they lead 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. It's the Revolution 1, the Legends nothing. We'll be back with more Legends baseball right here on the Lexington Legends YouTube channel. Welcome back to Wild Hill Field in Lexington, Kentucky. Folks, I'm Steve Tressler. It's starting the bottom of the second here in the Legends Trail, 1-0. Isaiah Tejeda comes to the plate. You know, some people are early birds, they wake up early. Strike one to Tejeda. Some people are night owls. Bill, what are you? Are you an early bird or a night owl? Are you? I'm like an exhausted pigeon. I'm just tired all the time. Here's the 0-1 to Tejeda in the dirt, 1-1. What are you, Hugh? Are you better at night or in the morning?
Used to be morning, but all these ball games almost more night.
Yeah. Yeah, last night you looked defeated. When we went to the 11th inning, I looked at you, and you looked like somebody shot Santa Claus. You were so sad. And then when they lost, you really looked terrible. I didn't think you were going to make it to the car. When you laid down outside. This one rocketed over to third, grabbed. Nice play over there at third base and fired over to first for out number 1. Boy, tip your cap to Franco. Franco really made a nice grab over there. You think after hitting a home run, he'd let that go and just be like, I hit a home run. They need me. But he made a great defensive play. That's, a lot of times those guys that hit home runs, they don't get credit for what they do everywhere else. Montreal Marshall, first pitch, fouls it off. Marshall hit one last night we thought was the go-ahead home run, 8-7, but on closer review, it just hit the top of the wall. And Marshall thought it was a home run. We all thought it was a home run up here, but the one person who knew was Hugh Davis. Strike 2, swinging there for Marshall. I called a home run on the broadcast, and Hugh looked over at me tenderly, warmly, and said, pipe down, fat boy, it's a double. And then I calmed myself down, regrouped, and did the rest of the broadcast. Check swing there, ball high, 1-2 the count. But I got my revenge when he laid down after the game out in the parking lot because he was so exhausted. Marshall grounds this one over to Franco. He picks it up, fires to first. And that'll be it for the Legends. Well, maybe not. They get them in 3 outs now, so there's 2. And Manuel Geraldo comes up to the plate. Geraldo batting .253, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. I want to see these guys get something going here. Geraldo hits a first pitch foul for strike 1. Oh, 1 count. Travieso, 27 pitches through 1 2/3 inning thus far, 15 strikes. I'll be honest, I just wanted to say thus right then. This pitch just misses. Count goes 1-1. Swing and a miss here from Geraldo, 1-2 the count. We actually needed the breeze up here, so that felt pretty good. Still would have liked him to hit that one, though. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the shortstop. 2 outs. This one fouled off. Travieso still looks pretty solid. Looks as good as he did when he played for the Reds. I didn't think he was a bad pitcher at any point, and he really isn't even now. I don't think he's a bad pitcher. I think he's solid. Sometimes just leaves pitches over the plate or You got to wonder as this one hits the dirt 2-2, what separates a guy like Travieso from a guy like Maddox, right? I mean, what made Maddox so unique? A guy who threw a fastball at 86 miles an hour, just dominated the major leagues for 20 years. And then you get guys that throw in the upper 90s and they get run out of the league. As this pitch sails wide, 3-2. I mean, what is the, what do they do differently? Maddox was just at times throwing mid-80s from 68 to 85 was unhittable. And then you get a guy that comes in and throws 98 miles an hour and people send it over the wall. So it's definitely not the speed, right? It's the movement of the ball. 2-2 pitch, smacked by Geraldo, down to Rodriguez. Travieso covers, and that's out number 3. So after 2, the York Revolution lead here, 1-0. We'll be back with more Legends baseball on the Lexington Legends YouTube channel. Welcome back to Wild Health Field in Lexington, Kentucky. Legends trailing 1-0 as we begin the top of the third here, and Nelly Rodriguez steps up to the plate. Excuse me, not Rodriguez. Lennon Rodriguez, his brother. They may not be brothers, but they do share the last name Rodriguez, and that's still something. Ludwig in his third inning here has thrown 36 pitches. 20 have been strikes. This one outside. Count goes 2-1 to Lennon. Lennon, 240 average, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. Ludwig looks in for the sign, now kicks and fires. Swihart framed that pitch, but not enough to convince home plate umpire Bob Howard. 3-1 to Rodriguez. And this one fouled off, I should say. 3-2 now, full count. Here's the payoff pitch from Ludwig as he kicks and fires. And this one fouled off as well, and Rodriguez will stay alive. Rodriguez, the catcher for the York Revolution. He rotates in and out at catcher with Nunez. Here's the payoff. Outside, and Rodriguez draws a walk. The second walk of the afternoon. First one was to Troy Stokes in the top of the first. And Stokes comes back up to the plate for his second appearance. Which brings us to our second trivia question. Tony Gwynn had the longest streak of not striking out at the plate in 20 games in a row. He did that almost 20 times in his career. How long was his longest streak of not being struck out at the plate? How many games in a row? As strike one to Stokes there. Ludwig fires. Strike two. And now 0-2 to Stokes. Rodriguez at first. No outs here. Top of the third. Revolution lead 1-0. Any guesses, Bill? This one high, 1-2. 39, which is still over a month and a half of baseball. That's incredible. Not striking out once in 39 trips to the plate. That is unreal. This one hit hard to right field, and sliding over and making the grab there is Urban. So out number one as Stokes hits a fly ball to right and a routine play for Urban, and that'll keep Rodriguez at first. Oh, yeah. Which tells you he could have kept playing. Because he was still hitting the ball. He could have gone to the American League and just played another 10 years. And here's Jeffrey Perez. He struck out swinging his first time facing Ludwig today, and he looks at ball one. Yeah, Kirby Puckett, another good one there. This one fouled off. Counts 1-1. So I had a rough day yesterday, Bill. My car broke down on the parkway. I had to get a tow. My wife came and got me. I had to take her home, then come back to the game. The game went 11 innings. It was hot. My AC was broken here. And I thought to myself, what have I done to deserve this? And a few seconds later, I thought, oh, right, that's right. And this one, 3-6 play there, gets one out at second. So the fielder's choice throws out Stokes at second. There's two outs. Perez reaches first on that fielder's choice, and Mesa will come back to the plate. Oh, she checked the broadcast. But, you know, I thought to myself, what did I do to deserve this? And then all the bad things I've ever done in my life came flashing through like a slideshow, and I thought, oh, right, yeah, okay. So 2 outs, Mesa comes back to the plate. He grounded out to second his first trip up, and he'll look at a ball outside, 1-0. Ludwig needs to remember that he's got some good stuff here. Like he throws away from some of these hitters, and he shouldn't. He should just throw his pitches. That's what you got fielders for, right? Those guys are out there to back you up. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. 1-1 as he throws the little cutter there, 81 miles an hour. 1-1. Yeah, yesterday felt like a test I didn't study for all day long, as I just kept getting my tail kicked everywhere I went and everything I did. Not sure what's going on here, but Mesa walks over to the dugout. I think he's getting a different bat, maybe. Mesa had 273 average on the season. Oh, that was beautiful, Will. Oh, beautiful, Logan. I love it. 813 OPS. So if nothing else, for a guy that's batting under 300, he gets on base quite a bit. Here's the 1-1 from Ludwig. And this one fouled off for strike number 2. So 2 outs, 1-2 count. Runner on first for the Revolution. They lead here 1-0. 52 pitches from Ludwig. 29 have been strikes here through 3 2/3. Ludwig looks in. Checks his runner with a side eye there. And outside 2-2. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. If he fires that right at him and it'll curve in right over the plate there, he needs to trust his throws. And maybe he does. I don't know. I've never spoken to Ludwig personally, but he's got good stuff. You don't need to throw 100 miles an hour to play at this level or to play in the major leagues. You just need to have pitches that can move. Runner goes. Throw down there by Swihart, and they get him. What a throw by Swihart. Absolutely on the money there. Looked like Johnny Bench from the Big Red Machine throwing somebody out running. And that'll end the inning. So Swihart throws out Jeffrey Perez, who tried to steal a base on him there, and that'll end the inning. We're headed to the bottom of the third. Revolution 1, Legends nothing. This is Lexington Legends Baseball on the Lexington Legends YouTube channel. Welcome back to Wild Hill Field here in Lexington, Kentucky, folks, as we begin the bottom of the third. And the catcher, Blake Swihart, will lead things off here. Swihart into the top of the third by throwing out Jeffrey Perez from the Revolution, who tried to steal second on him. Just a fantastic throw by Swihart that was absolutely on the money. And a great tag by Geraldo. So I read something where humans are 90% water. You ever heard that, Bill? That we're 90% water? So we're like cucumbers with anxiety, right? The only difference between us and the cucumbers, we have anxiety and bad knees. Strike one to Blake. Oh, 2 as he swings and misses here on a 80-mile-an-hour cutter. Check swing there. Did he go? Oh, they say he did. I can't believe they said he did. So Swihart goes down on 3 straight pitches from Travieso. You know, as Cesar Cuevas comes to the plate, I want to apologize to one of our guys, Darius Williams, who I said was controlling and standing over Matty at the replay booth. It's actually the other way around, as this one's hit to straightaway center and caught. Cuevas hits it hard, but The catch made easily in center field, turned into a routine play there for Lean. TK Kuntz comes up to the plate for his first appearance. I just saw Darius go get a bottle of water, and Maddie said, hurry up and get back, or you know what's going to happen. And Darius dropped his head and ran. So, poor kid. I mean, Maddie seems nice. And Darius looked at me just now and said, yeah, she's nice. Say nice. I'm not sure what that's about. This one fired high, ball one. Hey, Darius, if you get in trouble, I want you to say that the Louisiana is the Pelican State, and I'll come help you. Just yell that out loud. That's the code, yeah. Here's the 0-1. Just a bit outside there. Tried for the corner and missed. Don't you boss Maddie. Here's the, I don't know if you call that a pitch but it missed. So 1-1 the count. Travieso winds and fires. And that one was a strike? Wow. I tell you what, Bob, I don't know if I agree with you on that one, pal, but you know what? Those guys are right there. They see it. And I'm looking at the graphic on that last pitch, and even the graphic shows it wasn't close. Swing and a miss here. Strike two. So what could have been a 3-0 count goes 2-2. As Travieso saw his ex-girlfriend in the upper deck and threw one at her, but then settled back down. And this one swung on and missed, really fooled Kuntz there. And that's it for the inning, 3 up and 3 down. So Travieso has made light work of the Legends. We're headed to the fourth. Revolution 1, Legends nothing. This is Lexington Legends Baseball on the Lexington Legends YouTube channel. Welcome back to Wild Health Field as we begin the top of the fourth. First pitch hit, grabbed by Marshall, fired over to first, and stretching out and making the catch over there is Tejeda. So out number one on one pitch, and that's the way the pitchers like it. So Mesa, whose bat ended last inning, came back up to the plate because The inning ended on Swihart throwing out Jeffrey Perez, and that's where we pick back up. So now Nelly Rodriguez comes up, 243 average. And once again, Nelly, I don't know why we cater to the songs he wants to play. He wanted Barbie Girl that time, but first pitch outside, ball one. It is a pretty day, but it is also a pretty hot day. And this pitch in there for a strike, 82 mile an hour fastball. One and one. This one outside, 2-1. You know, folks, on days like this where it's this hot and you're not outside, I don't want you getting down on yourself, because sometimes I think to myself, am I a good person? No. But do I try to be? That's also no. But the point is, it doesn't mean you can't try. And this one outside, count goes 3-1. So if you're having a bad day today, I want you to look up at the ceiling and smile, a big smile, and just say to yourself, even though life's bad and it's given me lemons, I don't like lemonade, and I don't like people who do. And then smile really big. This one fired in there for a strike, and the count full now. It's been a pitcher's battle so far. The only run today was the home run off Carlos Franco, who's in the on-deck circle. Nelly, who's at the plate here, and the count's full on him, flew out to right field his first time up. He rips this one foul down the third base side. Darius threw a bottle at Sam up here for some reason. Matty was like, throw the bottle at Sam, and so Darius blindly picks it up and throws it. Poor Sam. Hawkins grabbed that baseball and threw it off the field over to some kids in the picnic area there. That was awful nice. They'll go home with a souvenir. Count stays full. Ludwig looks in, rocks and fires. And he's going to walk him as that pitch just misses the outside corner. So Franco will have somebody aboard as he comes back to the plate. Franco sent his last pitch he saw to Georgetown, Kentucky. He steps in. 16 home runs on the season, 50 RBIs. They played Hey Mickey, the popular 80s song from back in the day. That's also a song I play when I wake up and look in the mirror and brushing my teeth. First pitch, he rips it deep left field, going back towards the sign and gone. And, boy, he's got Ben Ludwig's number. 2 plate appearances and 2 home runs from Carlos Franco. And with a swing of the bat, it becomes a 3-0 game. He absolutely teed off on that pitch as it sails over the KU sign in left field. So Franco absolutely waiting on that pitch, and you see the York Revolution player brings out a water gun, and he's going to shoot Franco with it to cool him down as he gets their little chain over there, and it's 3-0 York Revolution. So now he takes the home run lead after 2 plate appearances today away from Courtney Hawkins. And strike 1 to Connor Lean here as he steps in, 314 average. The Dodger scouts are in attendance again today, so I'm sure Franco is excited to be able to have 2 home runs and 2 visits to the plate when you got the pro scouts here from the MLB sitting in the audience. This pitch high. 2-1 the count now. You know what's interesting is even for Ludwig, who's given up 2 home runs to Franco, As long as he pitches a solid game, those scouts, they know people are going to hit home runs. It doesn't look bad on him to give up 2 home runs. They just want to see if his control is there and if he throws strikes. And for the most part, he's thrown strikes. 67 pitches, 35 strikes. Although most scouts are looking for a 2-to-1 ratio. They want 2 strikes for every ball you throw. Swing and a miss here. Count full now, 3-2. I spoke to a scout a couple weeks ago, and he said, for pitchers, it's 2 out of 3 pitches we want to see a strike. For hitters, it's 1 out of every 3 visits to the plate. We want them to get a hit, and 1 out of every 4, a double or better. They like the slugging numbers, and they like the on-base percentage. Now, of course, I'm sure he speaks for himself, not every scout, but for the most part, there are certain intangibles that they all look for. And getting on base and throwing strikes has got to be one of those for the batters and the pitchers. Here's the payoff pitch from Ludwig. High inside, and he'll walk. Last time he walked somebody, the next batter hit a home run. Walks will haunt you. They always do. Good song there, right? Hey, what did Masai do his second trip up? Okay. So he's grounded out to second and third today, right? Connor Lean steps up, or actually Connor just got the walk. Josue Herrera comes back to the plate. Herrera, the DH, 258 batter, 3 home runs, 21 RBIs. OPS of 691. Bill, do you ever feel like you're the human equivalent of a typo? I do. First pitch from Ludwig, high and outside, ball 1. I'm like a walking typo. That's what my dad said. Here's the leadoff by Connor Lean, Josue Herrera in there, and he looks at ball 2. I thought that was complimentary for years. He'd say that, and I'd say, thanks, Dad, and give him a hug. Not really recognizing the disappointment in his face. This one high, 3-0. Of course, when he passed away, I'll never forget his last words to me. He smiled. You could see the love in his eyes. And he said, don't forget to take out the trash. And I did. 3-1. Wasn't it? Josue Herrera looking at 3-1 from Ludwig. Fouls this one off. Count goes full. 3-2, runner on first. 1 out here. Top of the 4th. York Revolution with a 3-0 lead off the strength of a solo home run by Franco and a 2-run home run by Franco. Coming in the 2nd and the 4th. But he's got kids to feed, you know. The guy's got to do something, and he hits home runs. Here's the payoff pitch, full count. And this one low and in the dirt, and the last 2 batters have been walked. You got to think that that's going to get a visit from the catcher or the pitching coach. He gave up a 2-run home run. He's walked the last 2 batters. You don't want him digging a big hole here. And today was another great day ruined by responsibility. Here's the pitch from Ludwig. Inside, strike 1. 2 on, 1 out here, top of the 4th. 94 degrees at the ballpark, 97 in the press box, 120 on the field. Here's the 0-1 from Ludwig. And just missing. Count goes 1-1. We thank you guys for joining the broadcast today. Hope you'll stick with us through the end here as we expect fully the Lexington Legends to pull off the win here and even the series 1-1. This one hit into right field, or center field, I should say. Catch made by Kuntz, and quickly he throws it in. And there's out number 2 as Ludwig gets some help from his fielders there. You throw strikes and you let your fielders do their job. So 2 on and 2 outs now. Ludwig played for Southwestern University in Georgetown, Texas. Played his high school ball at Westlake High School in Austin. 5'10", 200 pound. Graduated in 2018 from high school. This one hit hard, deep left field. Sliding over is Hawkins at the warning track, and he'll make the catch in front of the KU sign. So that's the inning, but they do get 2 runs on 1 hit, and they lead 3-0. Revolution ahead here as the Legends come up in the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to Lexington Legends Baseball right here on the Lexington Legends YouTube channel. Welcome back to Wild Hill Field in Lexington, Kentucky, folks, as the Legends trail the York Revolution 3-0. Boog Powell steps up to the plate to start things off here in the bottom of the 4th. Powell is the leadoff hitter and the designated hitter today, so he's the top of the order for the Legends as they try to get something going here and even the count. Travieso's first pitch is high and outside, ball 1. This pitch in there for strike 1 as the fastball, 86 miles an hour from Travieso, right down the middle there. This one outside, not close, 2-1 the count. You know, there's an old saying, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. There's also one that says if life gives you melons, you might be dyslexic. Swing and a miss here from Powell, and it counts 2-2. I saw a clip yesterday from John Boy Media where it looked like Baumgartner swung and missed, and he thought it was strike 2, but it was strike 3. And check swing, and he goes down swinging. How many times today has somebody had a check swing on Travieso, and it was strike 3 called? I think every strikeout he's gotten today, it looks like they've checked swing. You know it? I know we don't track that, but that's what it looks like. Phillip Urban comes to the plate. He flew out to center field his first time up. And he'll look at strike 1 from Travieso. Travieso doing a nice job of getting ahead of his hitters. Urban hits this one deep to center field, but caught by Lean and thrown in for out number 2. So he's flown out twice to center field now, so he's hitting the ball, but just not in the right spot. Courtney Hawkins steps back in. He began the game today with the league lead in home runs, and that is if Dugan is no longer in the league. But he began the league in first place, and after 2 home runs from Franco, now he's in second place, but he could tie it back up right here. First pitch from Travieso, outside, ball 1. Isaiah Tejeda on deck. Montreal Marshall in the hole as Courtney looks at ball 2. Courtney checks that one, pulls back in time. 3-0 the count. Travieso not able to get Courtney on any of these low and outside pitches. Yeah, he can't believe it either. You can see he's a little disappointed there, but he knows he's pitching away from Courtney, low and outside. He knows what Courtney can do with the bat if he gets one straight over the plate, which is going to happen here. And that's what happens. Courtney hits it deep left field. It's going to sail foul, and just foul, as that probably would have been caught at the warning track if it was straight ahead. But you see what Courtney does with a pitch straight over the plate. He sends it 300-plus yards or feet the other way. Dave Kaplan, our stringer, wants to know where hot dogs come from. Dave, you know what? Usually if there's a lot of kids in the stands, I'll go into that. But today, it's better just to Google it. But I will draw you some illustrations and show you how they're made. This one in there for strike 2. So the count goes full to Courtney Hawkins. 3-2, 2 outs now, bottom of the 4th. And this one fouled off by Hawkins as well. You know, I feel bad for Dave Kaplan. Did he tell you what happened to him? Dave actually worked last year at a calendar factory, and he got fired because he took a day off. That's right. He took a day off the calendar, and they fired him. That never happened. Dave Kaplan, excellent stringer, works for Major League Baseball. Hawkins hits this one left field, bounces in for a base hit right in front of Melky Mesa, and he'll round first. And the Legends now with their first hit of the day. So Travieso, through 3 2/3 innings, had not given up a hit. And finally, Courtney Hawkins gets the first hit of the game for the Lexington Legends, and they've got a runner with 2 outs here in the 4th, and let's see if they can get it going here as Isaiah Tejeda steps in. First pitch to Tejedas outside. Hawkins leads off, now goes back to first as Rodriguez looks towards the catcher, Lennon Rodriguez, and try to get him to throw down there. This pitch from Travieso in the dirt. Hey, Bill, I did burn 1,000 calories this morning, though, before I came here. I left brownies in the oven. Last time I'll take a nap when I'm cooking brownies. Tell you that much. Counts 2-0 now. And here's the pitch. Rocketed down the left field line, foul, and it counts 2-1 now to Tejadas. Legends trail 3-0 to the York Revolution. The Revolution got the win last night. It took them 11 innings to do it. But with the win, that did improve their record to 20-27. And with Lancaster, that puts them in a tie with Lancaster. Tejadas rips one down the third base side, fair. Courtney Hawkins, round second, heads to third, slides in, and he'll be safe. And Tejadas goes to second. So, runners now at second and third off the double by Tejadas. And now runners at second and third in scoring position for Montrell Marshall. You know, yesterday I told Dave Kaplan that Montrell Marshall would hit a home run, and boy, did we get close. He hit a double. We tried to will it to happen, and we got awful close, and I'd love to see him get a home run here and tie this thing up. Pitch from Travieso gets away from Rodriguez. Hawkins stays put. Tell you what, if I'm Travieso, I do not want Hawkins to come barreling down that line at me on a pass pitch. 1 ball, no strikes to Marshall. Marshall, one of those guys that continuously gets better as the season goes on. Every plate appearance, he seems to get just a little bit better. A good guy. You want good things to happen for people like that. Looks at strike one here down the middle from Travieso. 82-mile-an-hour pitch. 1-1 the count. Manuel Geraldo on deck. Blake Swihart in the hole for the Legends. Trying to get something going here in the bottom of the fourth with 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Marshall rips this one down the first base side. Are you kidding? Did he say foul? Wow. Did it not look like it went over the bag? Whoa. He's got a better view than I do, but boy, that looked awful good. Scott Hart, though, the first base umpire, says no, it was foul. The coach is over there talking to him. Oh, it was fair. That went inside his leg and inside the white line. You got to be kidding me. How did he miss that? One ball, 2 strikes. My goodness, that was awful close if it wasn't fair. Runners at second and third. Here's the 1-2 to Marshall. And that'll end the inning. Swing and a miss. So the Legends leave 2 runners stranded as Marshall hit one down the line that looked pretty good. But we're headed to the 5th. It's the Revolution 3, the Legends nothing. We'll be back with more Lexington Legends baseball on the Lexington Legends YouTube channel right after this. Welcome back to Wild Health Field in Lexington, Kentucky, as the Legends trail 3-0, and Ben Ludwig on the mound. He's only given up 2 hits, but on the strength of those 2 hits, 3 runs have been scored for the Revolution. Stokes steps in, looks at ball 1. Top of the 5th here. This pitch right down the pipe, 1-1. Stokes today has walked and flew out to right field. Again, Ludwig only giving up 2 hits. Pitching a fairly good game. I mean, Travieso giving up 2 hits, but no runs scored by the Legends on those hits. And the count 2-1 now. '83 pitches from Ludwig. 43 have been strikes. This one outside for a ball. 3-1 now to Stokes. So his pitch count, he's had more strikes than balls all day up until this point on his 84th pitch. He finally, the balls have taken over the strikes as this one's fouled off. And the count's full now, 3-2. Stokes, 247 average, 6 home runs and 26 RBIs, a 759 OPS. He fouls this one back. And there's a foul ball for that little fella there. But are they going to be able to get it? It's wedged in between the seats. He's reaching. He's trying. And there's a pitch from Ludwig, fouled off. I think he got it. Yep, he got it. Count full now to Stokes, 3-2, top of the 5th. No outs, 94 degrees. Stokes hits a rocket to center field. Kuntz goes backpedaling to the warning track, and he makes the catch. So 1 out here, and good work by the center fielder, Kuntz, who just joined the Legends not too long ago. And Jeffrey Perez makes his way back to the plate. He reached on a fielder's choice last time up. Perez a 214 average, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. Struggled at the plate as of late. This one in the dirt for ball 1. Ludwig's pitches now, strikes, have retaken the balls. This one ripped up the middle into the gap between center and right, and he's going to go for 2, and he'll make it to second base easily as Kuntz fires the ball in, and Cuevas cuts it off and throws it over Geraldo as Perez stands there with a stand-up double. And once again, Melky Mesa gets to pick his walk-up song. And he picks the 1994 classic, What Is Love? I mean, who doesn't like that song? Mesa steps in, 271 batter, 6 home runs. He's grounded out twice today, once to second, once to third. This one inside, check swing, pulls back in time, ball 1. Oh. He checked the second base umpire, and he says, nope, he didn't do it. 1 ball, no strikes to Mesa. Perez with the big lead at second. This one outside. If Ludwig throws that ball at Mesa and it curves back in, that's a perfect pitch. Ludwig's only hit 1 batter. Of course, now that's only through 10 innings, but for as good of a game as Ludwig has pitched today, he has not struck out anyone. He's thrown a 3-hit game through 4 1/3 innings. Oh, he does have 1 strikeout? Jeffrey Perez in the first? Oh, he sure did. You're right. So he's got 1 strikeout through 4 1/3 innings. So that's not a lot. It's actually less, I'd say, than the average through 4 1/3 innings as he walks Mesa here. So now 2 on, 1 out for Nelly Rodriguez. And you're hoping he hits a double play ball here because then you have Franco who comes back to the plate, and you don't want the bases loaded for him. He's 2 for 2 with 2 home runs today. Nelly steps in. He's flying out to right, and he walked his last time up. Ludwig checks his runner now. Time called by Rodriguez at the plate because Ludwig taking too long. Ludwig back on the mound now, checks his runner once again, and kicks and fires here. Rodriguez pops it up to center field. Going back to the warning track, going, and gone. Are you kidding me? Rodriguez hits the 3-run home run. And that's home run number 7 on the year for Rodriguez as TK can do nothing but watch it sail over the UK healthcare time clock. And it's 6-0 York Revolution. Walks will kill you, folks. They'll haunt you. The double by Perez and then a walk after that. Walks now account for 3 of the runs today from him. So 6-0, 1 out here, top of the 5th. That feeling everybody's feeling up here, that's the feeling people get when I walk into a party. There's a pitch from Ludwig, strike 1. Deflated. Franco at the plate, 312, 17 home runs, 2 of them here today. He's 2 for 2 with 2 home runs off of Ludwig. You almost get the feeling he's just biding his time while he's waiting on the pitch that he wants from Ludwig. Some batters just have your number. He hits this one foul, and count goes 1-2. For a pitcher, the best feeling in the world is not just getting a win or a no-hitter, but if a guy hits a home run on you, you come back and strike him out the next time up. For Ludwig, this guy's hitting 2 home runs off of him. The only way you can get back at him here is strike him out or pop him up. Connor Lean in the on-deck circle. The 1-2 pitch sails wide. Count goes 2-2. Josue Herrera in the hole. Top of the 5th, Revolution with only 4 hits on the day, but those 4 hits account for 6 runs. Legends, 2 hits on the day, no runs. As Travieso for the York Revolution is throwing a 2-hit shutout through 4 innings so far. Neither team committing an error yet. Full count. Here's the delivery from Ludwig. And this one chopped off the bat and fair ball to left field into the corner. So 2 home runs and a double now for Carlos Franco, who's having a field day today. So he gets to second, calls timeout. So Connor Lean comes back up to the plate. Connor Lean is popped out to center field and walked his last time up. This one fired in there for a strike from Ludwig. Ludwig now pitched over 100 pitches on the day through 4 1/3 inning, half of which have been strikes. And this one high and inside, ball 1. 1-1 count now. Connor Lean, 314 average, 911 OPS, 4 home runs of his own. Swing and a miss here, strike 2 now to Lean. Nice little breeze blowing here at the stadium, but not towards us. It's 5 miles left to right. This one ripped to third. Marshall grabs it, throws it, but not even close to being on time there as Connor Lean runs that one out and gets a base hit out of the deal. So now runners at first and third as you watch the replay here. Marshall did a great job smothering that ball, but Connor Lean just a little fast. Getting down the line there, a little too fast, I should say. Not sure why Tejadas didn't stay on the bag there. So Connor Lean getting a mound visit now after throwing 105 pitches. That might be all for him. You know, today with pitchers and load management, and that's it for Ben Ludwig as he heads out of the game. I said Connor. I should have said Ben Ludwig. Ben Ludwig finishes out and walks, but don't close the book on him yet. He's responsible for those runners at first and third. So after 5 1/3 innings, he's given up 6 runs on 6 hits. And you know, the disappointing thing there is really he didn't pitch bad. I mean, Ben Ludwig only gave up 6 hits through 5 innings. It just so happened that those 6 hits traveled a long distance. On another day, if the wind's blowing in, those are all pop flies and there's no runs scored. So that's the way it goes sometimes in baseball. You feast or you famine. So Legends bring in a new pitcher. We'll let him warm up. We'll be back with all his information when we return. You're watching Lexington Legends Baseball on the Lexington Legends YouTube channel. Welcome back to Wild Hill Field in Lexington, Kentucky, as the Legends trail the York Revolution here, 6-0 in the top of the 5th, 1 out. The York Revolution have runners at first and third. Their 6 runs have come off of 6 hits, 3 of those home runs. And stepping up to the plate here for the Revolution is Josue Herrera, 258 average, 3 home runs. The new pitcher on the mound for the Legends, Henry Owens, 6'6", 220. Played for the Boston Red Sox back in 2015 and 16. He's from Huntington Beach, California. And that's a big change. You go from guy 5'11" on the mound to a guy 6'6". First pitch he throws is chop foul for strike 1. That was an 87-mile-an-hour fastball. And the count's 0-1 to Herrera. Herrera today popped out to second base. And he walked his last time up. And this pitch in there, just missing, ball one. 1-1 the count. So this is the only game here in the afternoon in the Atlantic League. Staten Island Ferry Hawks and South Maryland Blue Crabs. I don't envy them. They've got a doubleheader tonight. The first one starting at 5. Charleston's at Gastonia today. That one at 6:15. The Genomes take on the Barnstormers at 6:30. This pitch in there for strike 2 from Owens. And the Long Island Ducks are at the High Point Rockers. That one starts 5 minutes after the Genomes Barnstormers game at 6:35. 1-2 the count on Josue. He checks his runner at second. Runners at first and second and fires. Swing and a miss here. Tipped and caught by Swihart, and that's out number 2. Second baseman Jack Kenley steps in. He flew to centers last time up. He grounded out to second base prior to that. And he'll look at a first pitch strike. A 67-mile-per-hour curveball. Looked like the space ball that guy from the Sox used to throw in the 70s. Bill, what was that guy's name?
Bill Lee.
Was it Bill Lee? The spaceman? Yeah, he threw that lobbing 60-mile-an-hour pitch. It would freeze batters up. So Perez hit a home run in the series. Almost the same pitch here. 67 miles an hour as well. That one missing, though. And the count's 1-1.
Recently, he made a reappearance with the Savannah Bananas.
No kidding. So Bill Lee played for the Savannah Bananas recently. That's interesting.
I think faced one batter and struck him out.
That's great. This pitch high. 2-1's the count now. Jack Kenley, 267 average, 1 home run. Two balls, 1 strike, runners at first and second. And this pitch missing, count goes 3-1. Three and one. 3-1, 2 outs here, top of the 5th. Revolution 6-0 lead. Runners at first and second. Henry Owens on the bump. He's got a 3-1 count here to Kenley. Fires, swing and a miss. Count goes full 3-2. Legends have their work cut out for him here as they trail 6-0. Of course, last night they were trailing 7-3 going into the 8th and were able to come back and tie it up off of the Phillip Urban grand slam home run. Runners go on the 3-2. This one jacked. And Phillip Urban in right field settles under it, makes a catch. So no more damage done. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th. It's the Revolution 6, the Legends coming up. This is Lexington Legends Baseball on the Lexington Legends YouTube channel. Welcome back to Wild Hill Field in Lexington, Kentucky. Manuel Geraldo steps in, his second time appearing at the plate today, the shortstop. He ground out to first base, first time up. And the first pitch from Travieso, strike one. Bottom of the fifth here, Legends in the hole, 6-0 to the York Revolution. But there's a reason they're named the Lexington Legends, because they make legendary comebacks, folks. And thanks for joining us, because you get to watch one here live from Wild Health Field in Lexington, Kentucky. Lexington known for beautiful horses, bourbon, basketball, tobacco, and Lexington Legend baseball, and Wild Health Genomes baseball now. Here's the 2-1 to Geraldo. He hits this one, left field, and it's going to sail foul. Count goes 2-2. Travieso's pitched an excellent game through 4 innings. No runs, 2 hits. The former Cincinnati Red on the mound. Geraldo, a .250 batter, chops this one foul to stay alive, 2-2.
Third base gate is open.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Travieso's a good look at him as he looks in. And rocks and fires. Swing and a miss here. And Geraldo will go down swinging. That's strikeout number 6 for Travieso on the day. 6 strikeouts through 4 1/3 inning. Blake Swihart comes up. He's been up to the plate once. He struck out his only time at the plate. Legends trying to dig out of this hole they're in. Swihart rips the first pitch, but it goes foul. I tell you, of all the pitches the Legends have hit today, if even a third of them would have been fair, this game might be close to being a tie game. I mean, they've hit the ball well. They just haven't hit the ball well in fair territory. Next pitch high and outside, 1-1 to Swihart. You want to talk about great pitching. We talked about Greg Maddox earlier, Bill. As Swihart hits this one to center field, or shallow left center, calling everybody off as the shortstop, and he'll make the catch. So Perez tells everybody to back off. I got it. And now Cesar Cuevas comes back to the plate. But we were talking about Greg Maddox was so good. Greg Maddox faced over 20,000 batters in his career. Only 133 of them ever went to 3-0 on him. 20,000 batters, he only had a 3-0 count 133 times. That's incredible. First pitch here to Cuevas is ball 1. He flew out to center field his first time up, the second baseman. This one inside, 2-0. Cuevas batting .205, has been struggling as of late. And sometimes, yeah. But Greg, I bet, you know what? If I'm Greg, I don't want to tell everybody how I did it. This one hit hard by Cuevas, deep right field. Just getting ready to say he's due for a hit. But, boy, what a play out there by Stokes as he makes the leaping catch against the Sip Shine sign. If you take a look at the replay here, Matty Robinson pulled it up for us. Cuevas gives this ball a ride as we watch the replay, and Stokes Makes a great play out there, but boy, he took a shot against the wall making it. So that's the inning, folks. We're headed to the top of the sixth. Revolution 6, Legends nothing. We'll be back with more Lexington Legends baseball on the Lexington Legends YouTube channel. Welcome back to Wild Health Field here in Lexington, Kentucky. It's a beautiful day, but it's a hot day here as it's 94 degrees and even hotter, I'm sure, down there on the turf as these Legends trail the York Revolution 6-0. Henry Owens' first pitch here in the top of the sixth is a strike as he fires that one in there to Lennon Rodriguez. Lennon Rodriguez, the catcher, he walked his first time up. Flew out to left field his second time up. Owens looks and throws his spaceball pitch as that one misses the mark, 1-1. He throws that 66 miles an hour. Looks like it's a slow, loopy pitch, right, Hugh? That's my fastball out there, by the way. I think I throw about 66 on the time gun. Same pitch here. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 to Rodriguez. Outside, 3-1 the fastball, 85 miles an hour missing. Here's the 3-1, wind up and fires. Low, ball 4. So Rodriguez gets his second walk of the afternoon. He's been on base twice. Both times he was walked. And Troy Stokes comes back to plate his 4th appearance. He flew out to right, he flew out to center, and he walked. Stokes steps in. And Owens' pitch, missing the mark, ball 1. Nobody out, 1 on. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Stokes. Rodriguez faked like he was going and then slowly walks back. 2-0 to Stokes. Stokes 0 for 2 today. Did reach on the walk. 246 average. This pitch in there for a strike, count goes 2-1. Here's a 2-1, and that one in there for strike 2 as he throws a slow winding pitch in there. Two balls, two strikes. And this one hit hard. Left center field going back, and goodbye. Stokes with a 2-run home run here, top of the 6th. And 4 home runs have given the Revolution an 8-0 lead. Stokes hit a 76-mile-an-hour changeup, 390 feet for a 2-run home run. This one hit hard left field, and you can say goodbye to that one too. Back-to-back home runs for the Revolution, and it's a 9-0 ball game as Jeffrey Perez hits a fastball from Henry Owens, 375 feet to left. And back-to-back home runs now have stretched this lead out 9-0 on the Legends. So Troy Stokes didn't get to use that gold chain very long that they drape each other with. But I don't think any of the players mind giving that thing up to the next guy, especially when things are going like this for the Revolution. Their bat's really heating up. It started last night, and it's continued on here today. As last night in the 11th, they scored 6. And this pitch in there, 87 miles an hour, missing, ball 1. This ball ripped to third base. Marshall grabs it, fires to first, and that's the first out of the inning. Here's Nelly Rodriguez up to the plate. Nelly home runned his last time up, hit a 2-run shot. Or was it 3? Yeah, 3-run shot. So of the first 5 batters on the team, 4 of them have hit home runs today. This one outside counts 2-0. To Nelly. Nelly's flown out to right, walked, and hit a home run. Yeah, so all 5 of the first 5 batters have hit a home run either tonight or yesterday for the Revolution. This one inside, strike 1. 2-1 the count. Nelly, 248 average, 7 home runs. 1 was last night, 26 RBIs. Home run today as well, last time up to the plate. Tacked on 3 more RBIs to give him 26 on the year. This one inside, strike 2. I'm surprised they called that a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I think what Ashley said is true. They're probably seeing stars out there. It's so hot with all that equipment on. And this one drops low, 3-2 the count. And he's going to walk Rodriguez. So, Bill, 12 people have walked on the moon, but only 11 have scored against Rivera in the postseason. How about that? So, people, that's a crazy stat right there. 12 people have actually walked on the moon, but Mariano Rivera has only 11 earned runs in the postseason. That's insane. That guy played a long time. In the postseason, yep. Here's Carlos Franco back to the plate. He's 3 for 3 today, 2 home runs and a double. He steps in against Henry Owens with 1 on and 1 out here, top of the 6th. He chops this one down to first base. They get the force at second, throw to first to double play, and they got it as Owens covers. 3-6-1 double play ends the inning. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th. Legends trail 9-0. We'll be back with more Legends baseball right after this. Welcome back to Wild Hill Field in Lexington, Kentucky. The Legends trailing the York Revolution 9-0. And TK Kuntz, the center fielder, steps in. Strike one to TK. It's second plate appearance of the day for him. On the flip side, this is his second visit, and his counterpart's been up to the plate 4 times, or is coming up for his 4th visit here in just a minute. And 0-2 quickly from Travieso. Travieso, through 5 innings, has pitched a 2-hit shutout so far on the Legends. Swing and a miss here, 3 straight pitches, and that's it for TK, and he'll have a seat for out number 1. Tejeda and Hawkins, the only people to actually get a hit today. TK, that was the second time he struck out today. Owens, the pitcher, in there. Boog Powell no longer in the lineup. The designated hitter leaves after the pitcher leaves. 0-1 to Owens. Outside 1-1. You know what, Hugh? I didn't realize Major League Baseball also has the pace of play runner. I didn't know that. I wonder what purists think of that. And Owens will ground out to his counterpart there, Travieso. Phillip Urban coming back to the plate. Urban, both times up, has flown out to center field. But, you know, I don't know that I like that pace of play runner rule in the major leagues. You do like it? I don't.
I hated it at first.
I'm just not a fan. I think, you know what, you either win or you lose, and you shouldn't get any kind of assist along the way. Strike one to Urban. And it doesn't do any favors to pitchers who pitch excellent games, and then you get a reliever coming in. This one low, 1-1 to Urban. You get a reliever comes in, and he's already in a jam when he steps out on the mound. I don't like that because then they get the earned run, and they never gave up the hit. It is unearned?
That base runner's unearned.
It better be. 1-2 to Urban now. I was going to say that's just rude to do to a pitcher, though. You know, you step into a jam right off the bat. But do they don't get, it's like they force them to not get a save, or they have to work or get lucky to get a save out of the deal. So do they get the win? Do they get the loss? Now, see, that's terrible. Two and two count here. Travieso facing Urban. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. And this one ripped and caught by the third baseman. So Urban hit that rocket to third base, caught by Franco here as the bat. Sound like the bat split as well. We're headed to the 7th inning. York Revolution lead here, 9-0. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wild Health Field in Lexington, Kentucky. The Legends trail the Revolution 9-0 as we begin the top of the 7th. New pitcher for the Legends on the bump here, Brad Schneider. Now, Connor Clay's on the camera here at home plate. What happened to Sam? Did he give up?
Yeah, he went home.
You got to be kidding me. Sam went home?
I think he's out catching foul balls somewhere.
Sophie probably texted him and says, get home now. Sam's out of here. That's too bad. I like Sam. I bet his feet are hot from that tinfoil right now, though. Brad Schneider on the mound here for the Lexington Legends. Connor Lean steps in, the center fielder. Connor popped out to center. His first time up, he walked and he singled. First pitch from Schneider, ball 1. This one ripped into left field for a base hit for Connor. He rounds first. And they have one aboard here. Jose Herrera steps up to the plate. He popped up to second. He's walked and he's struck out. First pitch, strike 1, 78-mile-an-hour pitch, swung on and missed. Brett Schneider on the mound, the 27-year-old from Coral Springs, Florida. Went to college at Dominican College in Dominican, New York. Just getting healthy again. This one fouled out of play by Herrera. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This one inside almost hits Herrera. Bounces in the dirt before it gets to him. So 6 pitches, 3 strikes thus far for the right-hander from New York. 1 on, nobody out. Connor Lean at first. He is a base-stealing threat, so Legend shortstop Geraldo playing close to the bag, swinging a miss here, and strike 3 on Herrera. So he'll go down swinging for out number 1. That's the second time he struck out today, second time in a row, actually. So Jack Kenley, the second baseman, will come up. Kenley today's grounded to second. He grounded out. And he flew out to center field and flew out to right field. Timeout called here. Not sure why. Kenley steps back in. Brett Schneider gets in there and fires. This one fouled off for strike 1. Kenley, 265 hitter with a home run and 15 RBIs. Got a great group of kids over here to our right from the press box. They're having a blast. Always fun to come out to the ballpark, and they did it the right way. They moved up into the shade, and they've been able to last 7 innings out here because of it, I'm sure. Drinking water. This one in there, just missing. 2 balls, 1 strike. It has gotten even more warm as the day has gone on today. The 2-1 hit hard to right field and sails foul over the mattress Overstock warehouse. You see it bounce off the roof there. That's where one of the batting cages is, or one of the batting cages is located, I should say, where the players like to take some swings. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to to Kenley. Outside count goes full 3-2. Atlantic League actually designed its own baseballs, as we talked about earlier, out of necessity. Kenley hits this a ton to right field. Going back to the warning track, making the catch is Urban, and that's out number 2, and the runner returns back to first base in Connor Lean. As you watch the replay there, and Urban calls off TK Kuntz, the center fielder. So 1 on, 2 outs here as Lennon Rodriguez comes back up to the plate. And Backstreet Boys playing for him as he requested. This first pitch from Schneider right down the middle, 87 miles an hour, strike 1. Lennon today has walked twice and flown out to left field, so he's 0 for 1. He hits this one. Foul ball, and all the kids are racing for it. Hey, red shirt. Is he going to get one finally? Oh, no, a sneak attack by the young lady, and she gets it. That was a good move by that young lady. It looked like both those boys were going after it, and she came rushing out of the suite and grabbed it. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Schneider's pitch a little high on that one. Rodriguez watches, and it's 1-2. Troy Stokes Jr. in the on-deck circle. Jeffrey Perez in the hole. This one chopped to the shortstop, Geraldo. He fires over to second. Cuevas grabs it, and that ends the inning, folks. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Sing it with us. We'll be right back with more Legends Baseball right after this. Well, welcome back to Wild Hill Field here in Lexington, Kentucky. I want to thank Ashley Grigsby, who correctly identified the NSYNC song that I called Backstreet Boys. That's got to be a proud moment for you. I can't wait till all your friends back home hear about this. All right, bottom of the seventh, Legends need a legendary comeback of their own here as they trailed 9-0. And they got the right guy at the plate to start it, Courtney Hawkins. Travieso fires the first pitch in there for a strike. Travieso through 6 has been almost perfect. No runs, 2 hits. However, one of those hits was from the guy at the plate here. And he rips this one fair, and he'll have hit number 2 on the day as he gets a single and rounds second base. Good play by Mesa to make sure there's no double. He cuts it off before it gets to the wall. But Courtney Hawkins now 2 for 3 with 2 singles. He struck out his first time up versus Travieso, but the last 2 times he singled. You know, you watch this game, Keith, and you see that Courtney Hawkins and Travieso are playing big boy baseball. You know it? You can see a difference in some of the players just as the game goes on. Isaiah Tejeda steps in, hits the first pitch he sees deep left center field, but going over to make the catch, Connor Lean, and that's out number 1. Hawkins will go back to first base. Marshall grounded out to third base and struck out today. He continues to get better at the plate, though. I've watched his average come up. It was in the hundreds, and now it's in the mid-200s. 4 home runs, 19 RBIs. He gets better each time, and I hope he continues it. This pitch outside misses, ball 1. You can actually see he's become more patient at the plate. Beginning of the season, he was swinging at the first few pitches. This one chopped to second base. They send it over to first to get the out, and Marshall's thrown out with the ground out to short. Hawkins makes it to second safely. They're not worried about him with a 9-run lead here. Manuel Geraldo stepping in, though. He's grounded out to first and struck out today. Now, the fielders may not care if Courtney Hawkins scores, but you can bet Travieso does because he wants the word to get back up to the Reds organization that he threw a shutout down here today. Everybody wants to make it back to the show. First pitch from Travieso inside, ball 1 to Geraldo. Hawkins with a leadoff over there, chatting it up with Jeffrey Perez, the shortstop. And this one ripped up the middle for a base hit. Courtney rounds third. He's headed home. Throw comes in. He would have scored easily, but they hold him up there at third anyway. Runners at first and third, so a base hit for Geraldo. So Manuel Geraldo now with his first hit of the day. He'll be 1 for 3. And the Texas native Blake Swihart steps up to the plate. Blake's 0 for 2, a strikeout, and he popped up to the shortstop. Swihart, only 4 home runs on the year, but he does have that light tower power when he gets a hold of the ball. This one in there for strike 1, the changeup. Freezes Swihart in place, and he watches it go by for a strike. Runners on the corners for the Legends. First time they've had a runner, or second time they've had a runner in scoring position. They left him. Swihart hits this one, pops it up to center field. Connor settles underneath it and makes the routine play, and that ends the scoring thread for the Legends. So Travieso through 7 innings, no runs, 4 hits. We're headed, folks, to the 8th inning. Revolution 9, Lexington nothing. We'll be back with more Legends baseball right after this. Welcome back to Wild Hill Field in Lexington, Kentucky, folks. I'm Steve Tressler. Legends trail 9-0 to the York Revolution as we begin the top of the 8th. Nick Travieso, the former Cincinnati Red pitcher, has gone through 7 innings now and only given up 4 hits, no runs. New pitcher comes in for the Legends. Jalen Miller on the mound. Miller last played for the AA Braves affiliate, the Mississippi Braves. He was drafted in the 3rd round by the San Francisco Giants back in 2015. He was the 95th overall pick. Played high school baseball in Sandy Springs, Georgia. That's outside of Atlanta at Riverwood International Charter School. The 25-year-old is 6 foot 190. Unless I got the wrong Jalen Miller here, there might be 2. Let me double check that. I may have given you bad information. All right. So Jalen up on the mound now, and he'll face former Pittsburgh Pirate player Troy Stokes Jr., who steps in. Stokes homered his last time up to the plate. First pitch from Miller is off the bat, sounded like it cracked. Cuevas charges it, throws it, and they get him at first base for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Jalen Miller. Jeffrey Perez coming back up to the plate. Perez also homered his last time up. Home run derby broke out earlier in the game if you missed it. First pitch from Miller to Perez in there for strike 1. Oh and 1. This one fouled off, the 1-1 pitch. Hey, Bill, did you know that 250 pounds here on Earth is only 90 pounds if you're on Mercury? So I'm not fat. I'm on the wrong planet. Big boned. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 as Perez swings and misses, and Miller faces the first 2 batters and gets 2 outs. Melky Mesa will come back up to the plate. He's grounded out to third twice. He grounded out to second once, and he's walked. So 0 for 3 on the day for Mesa, still looking for his first hit, although he homered last night. This one fouled off, strike 1, so the first pitch strike for Miller. Miller's thrown 6 pitches, 5 have been strikes. Just goes to show you, you throw strikes and most of the time good things will happen. This one right down the middle, the fastball, 95 miles an hour, froze Mesa up. He actually backed out of the plate there as it came in. Count goes 0-2. Nobody on, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Legends trail 9-0. This one chopped foul. This one chopped down the third base line, goes foul. Hey, Connor, Connor Clay's our home plate camera guy. Connor, let me ask you something. Are you a religious type guy? You're not? Okay, well, if you ever want to learn how to make holy water, I'll tell you. As this pitch goes inside and hits Mesa on the shoulder, so Miller beans Mesa, he'll take a base. If you ever want to know how to make holy water, all you got to do is boil the hell out of it. That's how you do it. What's that? No, you're good. That's it. That's all you got to do. Stepping back up to the plate again is Nelly Rodriguez. He homered his last time up. And the first pitch from Miller freezes him up for strike one. It has been a long, hot day here, especially if you're a Legends fan, watching these guys trail 9-0. This pitch in the dirt from Miller. Count goes 1-1. Miller now 11 pitches, 8 have been strikes. 3 of the last 4 batters for the Revolution have homered their last time up to the plate. Of the 5 batters, 1 through 5 on their lineup card, there are 5 home runs between them today. So to say the Revolution have swung the bat well today is an understatement. Here's the 2-1 from Miller. This one swung on and fouled off for strike 2. 2-2 count, 1 on 2 outs for Jalen Miller. At a point like this, very few teams can come back and win. Now, I have seen games. As a matter of fact, I remember the Reds leading 11-0 on the Brewers 10 years ago, and the Brewers came back and won. But that's very rare. They did it in the bottom of the 9th even. This one ripped fair into left field for a base hit. So runners at first and second, 2 outs here in the 8th. And Carlos Franco comes up, and they play his favorite song, I'm Bossy. Franco's had a great day so far. 2 home runs and a double. He's only gotten out once today. One ball, no strikes. The pitch from Miller not in there. Miller now with 2 on and 2 outs. First 2 batters he faced, he got out. The next 2 batters got on with a walk or one hit by a pitch, the other one singled. This one in the dirt, 2-0. It continuously got hot throughout the day. We are at the hottest point of the day right now, 94 degrees. Although if you're here in the stands, it hasn't been too bad because you've had a little breeze blowing pretty much the whole game, so probably didn't feel near as bad as it could have. 2 balls, 1 strike to Franco. And count goes 3-1 as the changeup misses. Legends fans sit quietly, have not had much to cheer about today. Swing and a miss here from Franco, and the count evens, or at least goes full 3-2. You know, you hope after the last 2 games, last night was so deflating. Legends tie it up. It goes extra innings, and then they give up 6 runs in the 11th. You have a game today where it's 9-0, and going into the bottom of the 8th, they haven't scored. You can only hope that tomorrow they get hot, as this one's fouled back. Count stays 3-2. You can only hope that tomorrow the Legends bats get hot and they run York right out of here and back to Pennsylvania with a big win. 12-0, 12-1, 10-2. Give the fans something to cheer about. Yeah, it'd be thirsty Thursday night. Give the fans something to cheer about, and then hopefully with that win you'll generate the excitement you need going into the weekend to pull the fans out when it's going to be hot. Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch from Miller. This one chopped foul. Wild Hill Field, always fun on the weekends. The Pepsi Party Deck is always a neat place to come out here and watch the game from. You go out there and right field, maybe catch a home run ball, but have a nice cold Pepsi and sit out there and watch some baseball. You get a nice little breeze out there as well. And this one fouled as well. 23 pitches, 16 strikes from Miller, so he's doing what he's supposed to do. Last thing you want to do is walk the bases loaded here. Full count to Franco. 9th pitch of the bat here. Last one was 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Franco hits this one left field. Running up is Hawkins. He dives for it and misses. It gets by him and goes to the wall. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. And Franco stops at second, and that's 2 doubles on the day for Franco. He's 4 for 5 with 2 home runs and 2 doubles. And the Revolution lead 11-0. So the Revolution continue to pound Legends pitching. 11-0, top of the 8th, 2 outs. Connor Lean coming up to the plate. He has singled twice. He popped out to center field and walked today. 3 for 4 on the day. Here's the 1-0. Connor swings, fouls it off, 1-1. Lean pops this one up. Shallow left field, going back and making an over-the-head catch. Beautiful catch that time. Manuel Geraldo. And that'll end the inning, but they get 2 more runs off the double by Franco, and we head to the bottom of the 8th. York Revolution 11, Lexington Legends nothing. We'll be back with more Legends baseball right after this, folks. Welcome back to Wild Hill Field in Lexington, Kentucky. The Revolution all over your Lexington Legends today, 11-0. The second game of the three-game series. Cesar Cuevas comes back up to the plate for the Legends. He's flown out to center and flew out to left field his first two times to the plate. The Duke of Von Schaman is the pitcher for the Revolution. He sounds uppity. Oh, his name is Duke Von Schaman. Okay, I got it. So first pitch from the Duke, ball one. The fans haven't given up. They are cheering, "Let's go, Legends, let's go." Trying to get their guys fired up here. This one fouled back, coming right at me, but stopped by the net in the count 0-2. So 0-2 here to start off for the Duke of Von Schaman. Swing and a miss, strike three to Cuevas, and there's out number one. Cuevas now 0 for 3 on the day.
The center fielder, number 33, T.K. Cool.
TK Coons coming up for his third trip to the plate. He struck out both times he's batted today. Von Schaman, 6.89 ERA. First pitch to Coons, check swing, pulled back in plenty of time. 1 ball, no strikes. This one ripped foul by TK. You know, I'm going to go back and say what I said earlier. If even a third of the foul balls that we have hit hard foul were fair, this game might be pretty close. But close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. And it's not. It's 11-0. Von Schaman, the pitcher, 31 years old, 6'4", 220 pounds from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Drafted by the Dodgers in 2012 in the 15th round, and this 2-1 pitch is hit hard to the shortstop. They fire it to first, and there's out number 2. So, quickly Von Schaman making light work of the Legends batters here. Perez making the play at shortstop there, over to Rodriguez for the out. Jalen Miller stepping up to the plate. Legends no longer have a designated hitter. Miller hits the first pitch. He sees to second. And 3 up, 3 down. Quick work for the York Revolution, the way it's been all day for them. Close the book on Travieso, 7 innings, no runs, 4 hits. And Von Schaman comes in for the first relief inning, and no runs, no hits for him as well. We're headed to the 9th, folks. Revolution 11, Legends nothing. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Lexington Wild Health Field here as the Legends trail 11-0 going into the top of the ninth. Gerald McDade is out in left field for the Legends, replacing Courtney Hawkins as he gets a breather. And the first batter up to the plate for Jalen Miller here in the top of the ninth is Herrera. And that pitch fired in there 92 miles an hour for strike one. Josue Herrera struck out the last two times at the plate. He chops this one down the first base line, picked up, and stepped on the bag by Tejadas for out number one. So one out, Jack Kenley comes back up. Kenley has flown out to right field twice. He flew out to center once and then grounded out to the second baseman. And the first pitch to him is a strike. Boy, I'm surprised he called that a strike. It looked like it sailed way outside the plate there, but I'm not going to argue with it. Here's the 0-1 from Miller. Swing and a miss, strike two. Legends only 4 hits on the day today, no runs. York Revolution, 11 runs, 11 hits. Even broke out into a home run derby earlier in the game. This pitch inside, and the count goes 1-2. Miller now 30 pitches, 21 strikes. Second baseman here, Jack Kenley, is 0 for 4, one of the few players on the team who has not reached base today. And this pitch high, 2-2, 93-mile-an-hour fastball sails just high. Miller looks in. And he'll foul this pitch off down the third base side. And Montrell Marshall with a nice grab as he runs into foul territory and makes the catch for out number 2. So good play by the third baseman. And Kenley goes 0 for 5 on the day. Lennon Rodriguez steps in. Lennon is 0 for 2 on the day himself. He's been walked twice, but he flew out to left field and grounded out to the shortstop. Revolution have one more game here in Lexington. They've been here for a week as of tomorrow. This one fouled off. Count goes 1-1. They're not heading home, though. They're on their way to Staten Island after Thursday's game here tomorrow. They hop on the bus and they drive all the way to Staten Island, New York to begin a 3-game series with the Staten Island Fairies. Then they go home and they host Lancaster. Pitch here from Miller, outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 from Miller. Swung and fouled off, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lexington Legends, after the game tomorrow with York Revolution, the third of the series, they better gird up their loins, so to speak, because they've got the Gastonia Honey Hunters coming in for a 3-game weekend series. Gastonia has been almost unbeatable at times this year. They're 32-14, which is the second best record in the Atlantic League. At one point, they were 23-9, 25-9. As that pitch goes in there for strike three, and that's the end of the top of the ninth. So one more shot here for the Legends to try to make a game out of this. York 11, Lexington nothing. We'll be back for the bottom of the ninth right after this. This is Lexington Legends Baseball on the Lexington Legends YouTube channel. Welcome back to Wild Health Field in Lexington, Kentucky, folks, as we start the bottom of the ninth inning. Phillip Urban steps in for the Legends. Urban today has flown out to center field twice and has yet to reach base. First pitch swing here, deep right center field going back. Connor Lean makes the catch. So 3 times today he's flown out to center. I bet he hasn't seen 8 pitches. He keeps hitting the ball hard, but just not into the gaps. So 1 down, and here comes Courtney Hawkins' replacement, Gerald McDade. The new signee here, not enough plate appearances really to give himself much of an average yet, as he steps in against Duke Von Schaman. Swing and a miss here. And that one foul tipped off, hit the catcher. So he's going to take a breath there. Well, you can tell some of these players are tiring out, feeling a little lethargic. And how could they not for the last 2.5, 3 hours? You look at the catcher there who took a foul ball, now has to get his breath. The trainer coming out. I mean, wearing that equipment and being out in 95-degree weather for 2.5, 3 hours will make anybody lethargic. We'll take a quick break as they check in on him. We'll be right back. This is Legends Baseball on the Lexington Legends YouTube channel. So Lennon Rodriguez regroups here, and he's back on his feet. No balls, one strike. Von Schaman winds up and fires to McDade. He chops this one to the shortstop. Perez rushes it, takes it, fires to first, and that's an error on the throw. But McDade will reach base. Rodriguez, I thought, put the tag on him, but McDade able to avoid it. So 1-on-1 out as you look at the replay here. McDade hustles down the line. Yeah, he missed the tag. And Tejeda steps in. He's got one of the 4 hits today for the Legends. He singled. And the first pitch to him is a fastball right down the pipe, strike 1. Hey, Bill, you and I will never be as lazy as the person who came up with the name Fireplace. That was real hard, wasn't it? No balls, 1 strike. This one, chopper over to third base. He grabs it, fires over to first, and there's the out as Franco gets Tejeda out on the ground ball. Runner goes to second. And Montrell Marshall comes up to the plate. Marshall's hit the ball a couple times today, but just not in the right place as he's gone 0 for 3. He grounded out to third base himself. He grounded out to short and also struck out. But he's the last hope here for them to not be shut out. First pitch to him is inside, ball 1. .95 degrees here in Lexington. Swing and a miss here from Marshall. 87-mile-an-hour fastball. He couldn't catch up to it. 1-1 the count. McDade out at second base. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. York has had their way with the Legends today. Marshall chops this to third base. Franco smothers the pitch, but not able to make a throw as the effort took him so far away from the play, he wasn't able to make a throw to first. So Marshall will get a hit out of that. You calling that a single? So Marshall gets his first hit of the day. And Manuel Geraldo comes up to the plate. Geraldo's got one of the 4 hits as well as Marshall. So runners on the corners now. This has only been 2 times today. Rip to third base, and Franco makes a diving grab, and that'll end the game, folks. Lexington Legends, no runs, 5 hits, no errors on the day. York Revolution, 11 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. And they win game 2 and win the series just by default, winning the first 2 games, as the third game of the series is tomorrow. First pitch, 6:40 here for Thursday at the ballpark. We hope you'll join us. Our public address announcer was Bill Sowlee. Will Painter was the DJ. The camera operators were Clay Connors, Sam Wallace-Smith. The roving camera was Sam Wallace-Smith. Darius Williams and Adam Marson, our technical directors. Matty Robinson was on replay. Our official scorer was Hugh Davis. Keith Hardiman was our official stringer. Logan Weiler was on the video board. I'm Steve Tressler, folks. We'll see you tomorrow at 6:40 for a first pitch and game 3 of the series between the Revolution and Legends. Thanks for joining us, folks. Have a good evening, and go Legends.